After every Israeli operation comes the obvious question. What role did America play? Did they know about the strike in advance? And if so, did they approve of it? But this operation is a bit different because it happened in the middle of a negotiation. A negotiation for what? For a nuclear deal. US President Donald Trump had brought Iran to the talking table. His officials held 5 rounds of talks with Tehran. A 6th round was slated for Sunday. So it looked like Trump was giving diplomacy a chance. In fact, look at his statement yesterday night, just hours before the Israeli strikes. This is what Trump said. We remain committed to a diplomatic resolution to the Iran nuclear issue. My entire administration has been directed to negotiate with Iran. So Trump wanted diplomacy. But even as he was typing that out, Israel was probably fueling its fighter jets. From the outside, this looks like defiance. It looks like Israel made a mockery of Donald Trump. Yet the US president is not angry. He spoke to the media after the strikes. Let me quote again from what he said. Iran cannot have a nuclear bomb, and we are hoping to get back to the negotiating table. The US is ready to defend itself and Israel if Iran retaliates. Now, there are 2 things to note here. Number one, the US says it did not take part in the operation. Yes, they knew about it in advance, but the US military was not directly involved. Hard to believe, but that's what the US has said, and that's what Israel is also saying. Number 2, despite this apparent defiance, Trump is not abandoning Israel. He just promised to defend them against Iran. So if you are Benjamin Netanyahu, you would be quite happy, though maybe not surprised, because Israel has made a habit of this. American presidents set red lines. Israel openly violates them. But Washington supports Israel anyway. This has been the template for decades. The question is, what is happening behind the scenes? We saw that during the Biden years. In public, the US president was all support for Israel. In private, he was cursing and abusing Netanyahu. Is it the same under Donald Trump? One Israeli report says it could be the opposite. And this was published in the Jerusalem Post today. It says the US and Israel jointly deceived Iran. Apparently, the nuclear talks were a ruse, meant to divert Iran's attention to diplomacy, to ensure an element of surprise. Israeli officials say Trump almost let the cat out of the bag. Yesterday evening, he said that Israel might attack Iran. So to cover up, he posted a message later that night, the same post we just read out for you. Now, if true, this is a diabolical plan by both countries, the US and Israel, diabolical and effective plan. It also tells you how deep this relationship runs. Without America, Israel would struggle. Just look at the finances, look at the money. Who is bankrolling the war? Israel began its war in October 2023. First, it was limited to Gaza. Then it was extended to Lebanon, then to Syria, then to Yemen, and now to Iran. How is Israel funding this expansive war? Look at the numbers. In 2024 alone, the war cost Israel $31 billion. If you add related costs, it rises to $67 billion. Now, Israel's GDP is $500 billion. So basically, they spent 13% of their GDP on the war. But could they have done this without American support? Until October last year, Washington had given Israel $18 billion. This was purely military aid. Now, to put that in perspective, Israel spent $31 billion of its own money, and the US gave them $18 billion extra. If only everyone had a friend like that. Also, it's not just about the money. It's also about superior military equipment. It's about access to American satellites. It's about US protection at the United Nations Security Council. Israel gets all of it. Let's focus on the military equipment. Israel operates the American F-35 fighter jet. This is the latest 5th generation plane. And what does Iran have? They operate old American F-14 Tomcats. These are 4 decades old. So make no mistake, Israel may be firing at Iran, but they're firing from America's shoulders. And it's not about to stop. President Donald Trump has released another statement. Let me quote again from what he said. This is what the US president said. There has already been great death and destruction, But there is still time to make this slaughter come to an end. The next already planned attacks are even more brutal. Clearly, Trump knows Israel's plan. But you cannot expect Iran to trust him. This is the same man who walked out of the nuclear deal, the same man who imposed maximum sanctions on Iran, who reportedly deceived Iran with talks. No one in Iran's position would trust Donald Trump. As for the reality of Trump's intentions, who knows? Maybe Netanyahu defied him. Maybe Trump played along. History won't be kind either way.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
4 兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.